All right. Looks like we are live. Now, this is a very mature looking schoolgirl. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing better. My cold's almost gone. Mary Rose costume. I don't know what that's from. Is there anything that'll, like, at least give us some, upskirt panties or some shit? Like, give me a fucking break. Near. Is that gonna give us anything?
You gotta see this, the Young Turks are making fools of themselves again.
Let me see, Dodo.
Congressman, how do you sleep at night?
I sleep great.
There are 2 million people being starved in Gaza.
Ilhan Omar is not pro-America, and frankly, she endorses and supports Muslim terror. We nuked the Japanese twice in order to get unconditional surrender. That needs to be the same here. There is something deeply, deeply wrong with this culture, and it needs to be defeated.
It does. He does, actually. There is something deeply wrong with our culture, and I think it's perhaps best exemplified in the House by people like Florida Representative
Donors refuse to comment on Islamophobia. Yeah. You're fucking gay. Nobody cares. Jesus Christ. Imagine being that much of a fucking bitch. You're fucking crying about Islamophobia. Like, okay. I guess since we're against Islamophobia, I should be able to sexually assault women and nobody should be able to have a fucking problem with it, because according to Islam, women are fucking objects that you can just rape all you want. Fucking retards. Where the fuck is the stupid horseshit coming from exactly, where anybody gives two fucking shits about what Muslims think? Like, just fucking retarded. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Ada Wong mod. This seems like a character swap of some kind. What is that? Playable Rinko. Barefoot mod. Alright. Just wondering if there's any good sexy mods for the game. So I know I'm not gonna like this. Ashley Popstar outfit. That looks very strange. I honestly don't know if I can fucking play this game. It looks like it might actually be fully terrible. It's also $100 fucking dollars, dude. Like, it is getting fucking ridiculous how these not so good games are costing so much fucking money. $93.49. Like, fuck me up the ass. That is too much for a fucking Unreal Engine game? This seems pretty stupid. Yeah, this seems pretty fucking stupid. I don't know. Dodo wants me to play that really badly.
Good to see you. It's been a while. I've been waiting to get back to YouTube for a long time. The reason why I haven't caught up with you guys and made videos is because I've never found a time where I could set aside enough time to put in the effort to make videos that are highly edited and inspirational, meaningful, and I figured the only sustainable way right now with this increasingly busy life is to just pick up the camera and go for a walk and film at the same time, speak to you guys, and whoever's out there to listen can join in on these walk and talks, or whatever you want to call it, walking vlogs with the dog Simba, my co-star for today and probably most of the vlogs that I'm gonna be doing. He needs some exercise and run around in the forest. You're very used to getting bitten by ticks. I don't know anyone who hasn't been bitten by ticks. It's very common, and yeah, this guy brings in a lot of ticks, unfortunately. And oh no. And he's got diarrhea.
Why doesn't he use some kind of anti-tick thing?
I don't know what he's eating now. Oh boy. Okay, so what I've been up to lately is doing a lot of work and family life. I mean, that's essentially what I've been doing. If you guys are wondering how my life has been like, it's essentially just been working and, you know, playing with the kids, raising the kids. We have 4 kids, and so that's busy, and they're not in kindergarten or anything, so it's a lot of yeah, hands-on, raising the kids the way that you think is the best way, and spending a lot of time being there for them, being in their presence, being present for them. It's just a beautiful time, but it does take a lot of effort and time commitment, and so it's very difficult to find the time to, or to prioritize the time to do something like YouTube, especially now that it doesn't have any to talk about. It's less joy.
Why the fuck is he uploading this inane rambling? Like, he just needs attention, like a fucking spoiled, retarded child.
And so I think,
oh my god,
have a more our emotion.
Yeah, I fucking can't.
To another walk and talk vlog. I'm out with Simba. I'm gonna get some fresh air. You guys might have caught some of the update videos I've done.
Hello, cat. Can I help you, Gum Gum? Want to cuddle? You being a weirdo? Yeah, you're a strange baby. This is a good strange cat.
Done. You know, I've uploaded a few videos a year since then, not much at all. But yeah, the essential core message of social media or on becoming many areas.
This is just pointless listening to any of his fucking horse shit. I could not fucking give two shits.
Guys, here's my full supplement protocol and a brief explanation of why each of the following drugs is part of my protocol. That's where the Adderall comes in, right? So obviously that's going to help with dopamine release, obviously help with focus and overall productivity. And you know, sometimes I'll replace that with Disoxin. I wouldn't advise you strongly to not do that, right? I would advise heavily against that, but it's just something I take sometimes just for transparency's sake. With the Disoxin, I'll usually keep the dose extremely low, you know, around 5 milligrams. And there's literally no downsides to not take nootropic to get started with on your new. I'm going to do another cerebral license cycle soon. To glutathione, but right now we're injecting it intramuscularly. And those receptors start to downregulate, and you could reap only the benefits of the antioxidant and not all the. Because, you know, obviously IGF-1 LR3 is quite expensive, and HGH is going to turn into IGF-1 when it's synthesized in the liver. So this is a great way to get a bit of additional IGF-1, you know, some additional lipolysis throughout the night. The only issue with this is obviously going to be the blood glucose levels, but we can, you know, counteract that issue by just using HGH after we finish our last meal, you know, a little bit after that, of course, right before we go to bed, so that we're fasted, you know, throughout the time that we're using the HGH, so that we don't run into any issues where we're going to need anything to fix our blood.
You can take human growth hormone whenever the hell you want, with a meal, before a meal, after a meal, doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to actually affect blood glucose in any way. Like, human growth hormone is prescribed in extremely high doses to HIV patients. It's 18 IUs per day, which is way, way more than what most people can even handle. There's nothing in the medical insert, nothing anywhere talking about how you have to have it fasted. You can't eat it with a meal. It just does not affect your blood glucose in any substantive degree.
Blood glucose levels, right? So I've been having consistently good blood glucose despite using HGH for prolonged periods of time. Now I'm only using about 4 units every other day. Sometimes I'll do 2 units every day, but I would say that this is the optimal sweet spot between 2 and 4 units of HGH. The next thing that I'm going to use is going to be Anavar, right? So I'm using 12.5 milligrams of Anavar. It is my favorite oral steroid, even though it's a DHT derivative, because it's less androgenic and less of an issue in terms of your hair than pure DHT, right? Masteron. So the androgenicity is a little bit different. You know, the effects on the hairline are a little bit different than straight up Masteron, even though it's the same class of drug, right? So Anavar is going to be phenomenal. There's going to be the glucocorticoid receptor downregulation, right? So obviously when you downregulate that receptor, your adrenal glands are not going to secrete.
And specking of Ilum VG.
Welcome to Soul OS. This is our prediction for what.
If I check my audio and there's nothing wrong with it, you're fucking banned, and I'm also going to find out who you are and where you live, and I'm going to take out your whole fucking family.
And specking of Ilum VG.
Welcome to Soul OS. This is our prediction for what.
If I check my audio and there's nothing wrong with it, you're fucking banned. Yeah, okay. So, you're banned. Who else fucking said something stupid about the fucking audio? Fucking assholes. I'm gonna put you in a fucking timeout because you're fucking lucky because you're a fucking member. Fucking asshole. Literally wish I could just fucking kick the shit out of you fucking people. Fucking cunts. You're actual fucking retarded cunts.
Why we think many top American political commentators will start to appreciate Islam more. Start with the political layer that kicked this off for many people and became a cudgel for policy.
Yeah, I'm not listening to this. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Secrete as much cortisol, which is a catabolic hormone. So Anavar is super anti-catabolism, and it's a phenomenal growth pathway to optimize because with testosterone, we're not going to downregulate the GCR. And obviously the next steroid that we're going to discuss is going to be testosterone. Test is best. This is the base for all your success, right? So if you're using steroids, you need to be using some sort of testosterone base because that's going to convert into all the necessary hormones that your body needs. So, we are going to cover all bases with testosterone.
Why do so many people troll you with false audio issues, VG?
I don't know, because they're dickheads. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
We're going to get that conversion into estradiol through the aromatase enzyme. And, without testosterone, you're going to feel like shit, you're going to look like shit, and you won't have any sexual function. So we need at least 100 milligrams of testosterone in any cycle, no matter what you're doing. Now, I went a little bit out of order here, but the next thing I use is C-Max, right? So C-Max, I'm using in 9-day cycles. I have a nasal spray of C-Max, and that's going to help and be really synergistic with the other stimulants that I take. And it is a phenomenal nootropic. I feel the acute benefits of C-Max in terms of my cognition right away. So amazing stuff, really no downsides. C-Max is phenomenal, way better than Solank, but you need to be using the nasal spray, right? So obviously with the injectable version, we're not going to cross the blood-brain barrier and we're not going to...
Dodo donators, can you watch the first 3 minutes skim through or maybe watch it all?
On the 30th of September 2025, Hamza Ahmed, which is...
Aren't we like fucking done with this?
He deserves it.
You can do it. You can fucking destroy me if you want. If what manipulation tactics that women use today. The first manipulation tactic, crying. And this is how it goes. She does.
Yeah.
You sound better. Did you have a nice deep sleep? What did the sound questioners do to upset you?
I did have a good sleep, and it annoys the fuck out of me when people bullshit about me having audio issues. So they just get banned. Thanks for the donation, James.
Something to upset you. She literally will hurt you. Then she'll cry saying, oh, but I've upset you. And now it's about her again. And now you're the asshole. How about crying?
What a fag. I love how he literally acts like a fucking bitch after explaining how fucking bitches behave.
Incredible.
This is when he kept on using this phrase, main character. He wanted to be the main character.
Hamza's mentioning main character in this video because he knows that my upcoming business venture is going to be called main character method. So he's attempting to once again bully me into not doing it because if I launch my business and it's called main character method, then it reinforces the absolutely ridiculous point he's making about me. Hamza continually attempts to discredit me and to bully me into not trying new things.
But Even people who recently lived with him, a guy who worked for him, told me that all he does is just lock himself in his room, drink like 10 coffees a day, chain smoke cigarettes, cheat on his girlfriend, but then most of all, just worry about making money all day. And that's when he attacked me.
What does a cockroach do when it feels cornered? Anything it takes. Now, do I have periods of my life where I'm locked in? I don't go out as much, I don't drink booze, I don't go to the parties, I drink lots of coffee. Yes, because I'm trying to build something meaningful. And entire cities were built off the backs of young men drinking coffee, smoking.
What's with so many men acting and thinking like woman these days, VG?
I don't know, man. Maybe they just need steroids. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Cigarettes. Not that Hamza would understand that, because he's never actually built something off his own back.
Just worry about making money all day.
Was I obsessed with making money? No. Here's my Notion goal page from that period of my life. My objective was to make video editing sexy through my content.
Chain smoke cigarettes, cheat on his girlfriend.
Did I cheat on my girlfriend? Here's a voice note from the guy who I was working with at the time, who Hamza says exposed me for being money obsessed and for cheating on my girlfriend.
A guy who worked for him told me that all he does is just...
I'm just watching Hamza's latest video. He says that he met a guy who worked with you and lived with you. He stays in his room all day. He smokes 10 cigarettes. He drinks 10 coffees, and all he thinks about is making money. And he cheats on his girl. Firstly, the cheating on his girl thing, I don't know where the fuck he's got that from, because you don't have a girlfriend. You never did have a girlfriend. But I just said to him the reason why we stopped working together was because I couldn't do the job that you wanted. When I told Hamza that I don't think it would work because we were just fucking locked in all day, he's obviously like spun that round now. And then also the cigarettes, I don't know where the fuck he's got that from. I just told him why we stopped working together, and he's kind of like patched a few things together and made it sound like that. The whole thing with the girl, like, I have no fucking idea what he's on about with that, and I just want to let you know that that's the truth.
He sent me this an hour after Hamza's video went out. I didn't have a girlfriend for that period of my life. I was single. Have I ever cheated on a girlfriend? Yes. Is that something that was public information before Hamza put it in his video? No. Was that something that I shared?
I rewatched the Tufano Makes No Gains video constantly. It was hilarious. Did you ever react to this one? Apologies if you have.
I mean, I probably did when I made a video response to it. I guess we can react to that in a minute. Thanks for the donation, Yoshi.
In private with Hamza because it was weighing heavily on my heart and I wanted some Andrew Tate, money-obsessed wannabe. I'm not entirely sure I want to talk about it yet. Obviously, I have so much shit to say. You've heard me say a lot of shit in private conversations. With this, honestly, it was such a painful experience.
Improvement together.
In conclusion, I believe my response to Hamza's 25 minutes of voice notes made him realize that he has lost all control over me. And he saw me growing in my own direction and not pledging a lid. Never forget that. If Hamza continues to slander me and my friends, I just want you to remember how from top to bottom, Hamza is full of shit. The waterfall,
W. Weinmans. Also annoying. My kid dropped an interview with Alex O'Connor.
Charlie Kirk, ma'am?
Yeah, him is horrible. Horrible.
Charlie Kirk is horrible?
Yes, I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Yes.
Why would you say something like that, ma'am?
Because he was horrible on the campuses, the college campuses. Horrible person.
You know what? I do the exact same thing.
Well,
would you be glad if I would die?
Maybe. I'd have to think about it.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Your friend just said she'd be happy.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. For today's guest, we have Cosmic Skeptic. Welcome in. Yeah. And then for today's co-host, we have Mike. Welcome in, Mike. Mike, take your seat over there on the left.
What the fuck?
Can you pull your mic a little closer?
I wouldn't agree to do this podcast thing at this point.
Okay.
One of immigrants. We're shooting this in central London. It's like a little more educated. You
That's
see,
very, well, I think a lot of atheists
are homosexuals.
Some atheists are homosexuals.
Ooh.
I know, it's terrible.
Put somebody else on it, or was she so capable of being greedy? He's a crab. What?
Character traits a person can have.
Yeah, that's not worth watching. Thanks for the donation, retard.
Tate slander, taking a time where I cheated on my girlfriend and then slotting it forward into a new time which fits his narrative, labeling me as a friend while it fits his victim complex, while monstrously tearing down my reputation and my business. Lots of mixed emotions.
That was nice and gay.
Welcome to my maximum volume hypertrophy routine, where I will go over the training principles I've developed from over 15 years of experience in the gym. The actual routine we're doing is focused on my personal goals, just how you can use these principles to alter your training regimen to be more effective, whether you're a bodybuilder, powerlifter, or even athlete. There are 10 of these principles. One is intensity, the frequency, volume, rest time, and rep range. The training frequency and volume is substantially higher than average. It's why it's called.
Why is he mentioning frequency when...
To be fair, Charlie Kirk was a horrible person, and being relevant that he is gone is the morally correct response.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. What does frequency have to do with intensity? I don't know. Like, he's probably just mixing words in his head. It's not like he has any idea what he's talking about.
Called maximum volume hypertrophy. You're doing every muscle group, full body, every single day, 7 days per week, no rest days. To fit that volume realistically every day, the rest time between sets is 20 to 30 seconds as opposed to 2 to 3 minutes.
That is fucking stupid. I don't know how you're supposed to train effectively with 20 to 30 second rest times.
Typical to most bodybuilding routines, the average bro in the gym. Since you're working the muscles so much every day, you can't go super heavy, as it will just stress your ligaments, joints, tendons, central nervous system.
Yes, so this training routine is going to keep you weak and small.
Therefore, the rep range is slightly higher to accommodate moderate weight, 10 to 15 reps. Number 2, no downtime. We superset contrasting muscle groups to minimize the time spent in the gym, doing calf raises in between sets of back, maybe some glute bridges or squats during your bench press rest time. No need to stand around for 30 seconds and do nothing. Most people spend more time on their phone in the gym than actually working out. Number 3, muscle size versus volume. Making sure the volume corresponds to the size of the muscle. Obviously, your back is gonna need more work than your biceps. Same thing with legs, requiring more volume than triceps. You simply need more exercises, more sets to take that muscle to failure. 4, being.
That is not true. There really isn't a correlation between size of a muscle and how much requisite volume you need for muscle growth.
Failure. Definitely make sure you're going as close as possible to failure without risking injury, which is number 5. Do not strain yourself. It's important to go near failure, however, you don't want to risk injury by doing so. Doing a few less reps per session is insignificant compared to missing several months of working out from a busted shoulder. Number 6, mind-muscle connection.
I love how he keeps emphasizing over and over again, don't train hard, don't lift anything heavy, and then, like, yeah, make sure you really don't train hard, because you could get an owie.
When you perform an exercise, the most important factor is that you feel it in the muscle you're intending to work. With back, you don't want to be doing a bicep.
I've just never seen somebody move in such an awkward manner.
Workout. Number 7, ideal repetition tempo. That means moving the weight in a manner that stimulates the muscle as effectively as possible. For instance, on a chest fly, really squeezing the chest, stretching out on the negative, and then squeezing again. Bringing us to number 8, drop the ego. No point A to point B lifting. Moving the weight for the sake of moving it. Since our goal is to feel that muscle, have the proper mind-muscle connection and repetition tempo, the weight is not the end-all be-all factor. It's certainly relevant, just not necessarily better to go heavier. Just because you move 200 pounds from here to here does not equate to automatic results. 9, be goal-oriented. As we mentioned earlier, these principles can be applied to any routine. So if you don't want muscular legs, don't work out your legs. If you want bigger arms, incorporate more volume for your biceps and triceps. Same thing goes for a lagging muscle group. If your chest is behind your shoulders, then lay off shoulders and increase the volume in your chest workout. Number 10 is consistency. This routine is extremely monotonous because you're practicing.
Frank is in no way life to help young men get buff.
Yep, you got that right. I don't know who the hell would ever listen to this retard, but yeah, you're right about that. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Doing the same thing every day, especially if your equipment is limited. I find that it's much easier to become bored on a full body routine. So if you do miss 1 or 2 training sessions per month, taking a rest day here and there, the effective volume of this routine is still multiple times higher than any other routine. Now you can structure this routine in 3 different ways. One is finishing each muscle group on its own, which is what I've been doing, like chest, then back, then shoulders, and you superset it with...
Oh my god. Look at his, like, little arms moving around with the stupid baby weight. Dude, it's like, is he trying to pretend he's a chicken? What the fuck is going on here? This is hilarious.
Shoulders.
Like, what the fuck is he doing?
And you superset it with non-invasive muscle groups, like doing some calf raises between bench press sets. Number 2 is alternating exercise.
You can tell he was on steroids here because he's getting a lot of acne around his chin. That's a hormonal region where you're particularly prone to acne from steroids.
Like doing a barbell bench press for 3 or 4 sets, then dumbbell rows for 3 or 4 sets, dumbbell flies for 3 sets, and lat pull down for 3 sets. Instead of just blasting your back first, you're doing a back exercise, a chest exercise, spreading the energy evenly between muscle groups. Which brings us to number 3. If you're strapped for time, you can alternate sets and really superset and try to get through the workout. So you go straight from doing like a dumbbell press to a dumbbell fly, maybe not even putting the weights down, which can overwork certain muscle groups like the shoulders. So it's definitely not the most effective way to do this, but you'll spend 40 minutes in the gym as opposed to over an hour. That's the introduction of my training routine for you guys. If you'd like to obtain the full routine, you can do so on frank-tufano.com. You'll receive a write-up of it as well as access to the video course where I explain all aspects in depth and take you through a real-time workout. I'm sick and tired.
And here he is, full roid.
Tired of hearing this. I cannot emphasize how irritated I am about the term lightweight because every single...
He looks really fucking weird. Dude, it's kind of strange how, like, every year just something happens to his face and there's, like, just this weird change in his appearance. Sego donate $2, skip to 107, listen to the minute story, watching this back, knowing what we know is funny. You can't tell it got to him, lol Frank trying so hard to be Athlenex.
What's up?
107.
Had a bit of an odd interaction yesterday. So yesterday was Sunday, day before Memorial Day. I was on my computer and I hear a lady yelling, "Hey, is anyone in here?" And I was thinking in my head, Frank, that's why you locked the door. So I walk over here, and it's some like, it happened right here. It's some like middle-aged lady in a swimsuit, like she was coming straight from the pool, and she was like, "Oh, are you the owner?" I should do a Karen voice. "Oh, are you the owner?" I was like, "Yes, how can I help you?" And she was like, "I have a little tomato farm stand. You think I could like set up in front of here?" And I was like, that's a very boisterous thing to ask someone, you know, to go into someone's business and ask them to set up your business in front of them. So I kind of gave her like a puzzled face, and I was like, no. But I expected the conversation to continue, and I was like gonna be nice and apologize. Look, I understand, but like, come on, let's be reasonable. So then, before I could do anything, and I was wearing.
Why are we watching this? Thanks for the donation, Sego.
Single meathead moron is fixated about doing their 1 rep max on bench press every Monday. Please, that's like 5-year-old childish nonsense. If you're still doing that, don't leave a comment down below on my video because your IQ is less than the cinder blocks building this wall behind me. If the general consensus, the conventional wisdom in weightlifting is to lift heavy weight, why is anything that's not about to snap your pec into 3 pieces considered lightweight? It's not. It is moderate weight, and when you reduce the rest time and increase the intensity and perform the range of motion.
Veni vidi vici, no, don't get Tarzan into this. He is why much buff and strong than Frank will ever be.
Yes. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Properly do.
Yeah, Mike Chang from Six Pack Shortcuts was obviously not natty.
The exercise as you're supposed to with near perfect muscular contraction, it is more difficult than heavy weight. I said about a year ago.
No, never played any Dino Crisis.
That bodybuilding is not about moving the weight from point A to point B. And you guys crucified me in that video. And to be fair, Meadows and Kai Green talk about lightweight. People listen. Kai Green being
Sego, $20, you cunt, you missed it. Skip to 130. She calls him something, you impatient cunt.
Boisterous thing to ask someone, you know.
We already moved that timestamp.
To go into someone's business and ask them to set up your business in front of them. So I kind of gave her like a knocked her outside and see what she does, dude.
Okay, thanks for the donation.
The original person I learned this concept from.
Alright, first thing, you're staying here like this in this fixed position and you're doing this. You know? Your bicep needs to stretch, it needs to contract. Things in your front, you get up, you pump. We make it more complicated when we start there that don't degrade you about how.
Any further, there are probably a bunch of monkeys in the comments going, "Oh, well, Kai Green bench presses 4 plates." Yes, steroids make you strong as hell. You can get somewhat strong as a natural.
Yeah, steroids are much better for growing muscle than getting strong. If steroids made you just strong, Frank wouldn't be a weak little bitch. Even on steroids, there's vegan natural lifters who are female, who could outlift Frank.
Even lifting moderate weight and doing heavy compound movements at the beginning of your routine is still good for hypertrophy. Since a large portion of fitness idols are on performance-enhancing drugs, though, it really twists reality of what's heavy for the average person. The vast majority of Kai Green's training is with moderate weight in the 15 to 20 rep range with a lower rest time. The goal is to take the muscle to failure, not your ligaments, tendons, not to overload your central nervous system, not to go out of breath every single set. And the muscle can very easily be taken to failure without using heavy weight. That is with bodybuilding. Bodybuilding! You powerlifting 5x5 idiots that think you're bodybuilders. Not strongman, not powerlifting, not Olympic lifting. This is about bodybuilding. You know, get muscles focused on muscular contraction. A to point B lifting. Some people might refer to it as ego lifting.
I don't know why people hype up Kai Green so much. No, he's nowhere close to the best to never win it. He never had a particularly good physique. He kind of just looked like a big bloated gorilla. Like, especially later on, his stomach just was really bad. He just had a big fucking midsection. You've got dudes like Kevin Levrone, Flex Wheeler, just so many other dudes who never won a Mr. Olympia title with a way better physique. Kai Green's just massively overhyped. I never understood back in the day why there's so many dumbasses saying, oh, Kai Green got robbed. Phil Heath shouldn't have won it. Like, are you fucking insane?
Performing a movement for the sake of moving the weight from one point to another. With various sports and specialties, as mentioned, powerlifting and strongman, that is the effective training style, especially explosive dynamic training. Do you contract your muscles in that movement? Yes, somewhat, but it's not a slow squeeze and stretch like probably. But if you look at arm wrestlers, for instance, you know, a lot of them don't really look muscular. They just have big, strong arms, bones. Ask yourself the question, what is using momentum? Pull-ups, push-ups, with drastically...
Jesus, he just rambles.
You guys keep asking and asking and asking. Frank, what type of routine do you follow? Frank, what's...
Oh really, tell me VG, if steroids are so good for you, then why were they demonized on an episode of the Jim Hassan TV series Dinosaur?
Robbie likes Caroline, but he's waiting for the right opportunity to ask her out. Spike suggests this dance, named after their impending extinction. Robbie's meandering towards a weak invite when Caroline tells him to zip it so she can flirt with Dolph. Caroline says she's horny for Dolph's bones, then tells Robbie she's glad she can trust him with that secret because he's a real friend. Robbie hears that friend shit and wishes the meteor would hurry up and kill him. Robbie asks his sister what girls look for. She says muscles and a hot name. He wonders if they ever want a more moderately sized, sensitive dude with brains. Realizing Robbie's talking about himself,
gay shit.
She makes fun of his insecure, scrawny ass all around the house. Fran says not all girls want jocks. Some want a guy with common interests who will treat them with respect.
Yeah, that's just bullshit.
Earl says she's only talking about ugly chicks. Robbie says his life stinks. His dad and sister agree his shit sucks. Earl tells his son to cheer up because, like Robbie, he used to
I remember the show, so good.
Be a wimp. But before settling into irreversible obesity, Earl was yoked. Badow. And Robbie can get yoked too. Right after this montage, Earl trains Robbie in a deluxe montage, complete with a calendar and bicep growth progress thermometer. And after 2 weeks of lifting and sweating and generally getting it, Robbie's
Sego $20. Scam bitch here. It's at 210. You are rewatching old Frank videos, but fidget when you watch my clip. Skip to 210.
What's up?
Holy mother of a fuck! How many fucking times are we gonna have to click on the same fucking video?
The lowest dosed calcium supplement currently available is because most of them are like 1,000 milligrams, 10 times what this is, but 100 milligrams is what you get from drinking a whole bottle.
That's great. Thanks. Wonderful. Like, I swear you have to be fucking with me. You're an idiot. Thanks for the donation.
He's right where he started. He probably would have packed on more thermometer progress just by jerking off a lot. Robbie's frustrated with his gains. Spike says don't be, because guys like Dolph cheat. They use thornoids. Robbie's never heard of thornoids because they're made up, and Spike explains thornoids are spiny little creatures dudes like Dolph take to get swole. Because you can't say steroids Friday nights on ABC. Spike tells Robbie they're dangerous and warns him not to try these very tempting things that would immediately solve his present predicament. Robbie sees Dolph crack open a box of these nightmare critters. Yikes. He breaks into Dolph's locker and scarfs one down. Robbie wakes up the next morning, ripped, humongous.
Dude. I don't know why the hell, it's just some bullshit. But of all the drugs that like teenage boys, are likely to do, alcohol, marijuana, magic mushrooms, maybe some harder party drugs, like maybe their friend has some crack or cocaine or something. Why are steroids like, ooh, better watch out? Like, give me a fucking break. The amount of fucking teenage kids who have to go to the emergency and get like their stomach pumped, or be put in a medically induced coma. Like again, there's so many fucking drugs that'll do that, like fucking alcohol or whatever party drugs they fucking do. We know now that marijuana is actually linked to fucking like psychosis and schizophrenia in people who are, genetically prone to it. And it does actually affect your brain development and how you can actually form long-term memories. No one gives two fucking shits about, teenage kids doing like drugs that make you sick, fat, or stupid. Like, but steroids, oh, that's the drug that we need to warn everybody about. Not like never do alcohol. Because, a drink once in a while, that never hurt anybody, even though there's just recently the Surgeon General's warning that, yeah, actually an occasional drink will increase your risk of dying. But, steroids. Well, we better warn teenage boys about that, because we wouldn't want them being any more strong or manly or anything. No, just do the drugs that make you fat, sick, and stupid. It's fucking stupid. Society is just gay, dude. Oh, no. I gotta take a piss and a shit. Yeah, sorry, Gum Gum. I gotta go pee-pee and poo-poo. I'll be right back, though. Like a little potatoish. Mm-hmm. It's a good little potatoish. All right, let me see.
When you get the chance and feel like it.
In this episode, devoted vegans and committed carnivores face off to share their beliefs.
What gay, retarded, dumb fuck channel is this? And why are there a bunch of dumb old ladies talking about fucking nonsense?
There are 15,000.
Is that, do they literally just get a bunch of fucking old bitches together to fucking talk about horse shit? Is that what this literally is? Oh my god. So it's basically like that one channel, you know, that Jubilee, only they made it worse where only women can give their stupid ass fucking opinions. Oh, this is gonna be fucking cancerous. Oh my god. Maybe later.
Jacked. I don't know where he found a shirt that fit. He casually lifts the fridge to get a spoon his baby brother dropped, then takes this gun show on the road. Robbie finds Caroline to display his beefy musculature and casually asks her to the dance. Only he's too late, because Dolph is in the middle of asking her. But instead of accepting he's been bested, Robbie tells Dolph to suck knuckles, and tells Caroline he'll see her at the dance. But first, more noids. Spike sees Tyrannosaurus Flex in the hall and wants to know if he's been popping Thornoids. Robbie denies it, then shows Spike he's definitely doing Thornoids by getting pissed out of nowhere and grabbing him with a hand that is covered in spikes. Two known side effects of Thornoid use, I guess. Robbie's getting ready for the dance, and when his sister won't open the bathroom door, he kicks that shit down. Yeah! Then rips the sink out and throws it like a frisbee. But his pre-dance flexing is interrupted when he sees the side effects are getting worse. His entire upper body is covered in spikes he didn't notice until this moment because he's been too damn busy scaring people. Earl's struggling to move back the fridge and asks Robbie for help. Robbie calls his dad fat, then threatens to kick his fat ass, then takes his baby brother's rattle and breaks that crap just for the thrill of it. Fran finally inquires about the massive growths protruding from her son's torso, but Robbie doesn't have time to get into it because he has to drag a girl to the dance. Robbie is a juiced out wreck, pouring punch on some guy who talked to Caroline, and when he tries to kiss her, she tells him to back off before he stabs her to death with his man-titty dagger.
Vegetables? You gross. Being smart? Fucking nerd. Steroids? Ooh, scary. Liking women? Fucking perv. Lol. If steroids existed like in the dinosaurs show, but instead you had to shove it up your ass to get swole, would you? Totally not gay if you say yes.
Yeah. If it makes you jacked, I'll shove whatever up my ass. Thanks for the donation, less is more. You know, that would actually be a pretty sick side effect of steroids if you'd grow, like, thorns or spikes on your body. That seems like a plus to me.
Daggers. Robbie doesn't get it because she wanted a guy with muscles and now he has muscles. She says the only reason she never went out with Robbie was because he never asked. And while she used to have feelings for him, they faded, like his sanity. Then when she tries to walk away, Robbie...
Yeah, that's some fucking bullshit, dude.
Gets physical. Spike steps in before things get even worse and tells Caroline to beat it. Spike tells Robbie he's alienating everyone who cares about him. And these Thornoids are bad news, as evidenced by the fact that his victims today include a baby and a woman. Robbie tries to kick
I didn't actually have to take a shit. I just had to fart really bad.
his ass for talking all this truth and gets himself stuck to a locker. Spike says he's going to sit with him overnight until the Thornoids wear off because he's a good friend. And as quickly as the muscles came, they're gone. And Robbie has a lot of thinking to do about the way he treated everyone during that unusually eventful 24 hours. So what did we learn today? If you want to ask someone to the dance, go for it. Who cares? Especially if you go to a school where nobody wears pants. And anyone who tells you there are no shortcuts to getting jacked has never seen a box of Thornoids. But
No, I wasn't terribly impressed by Kronos the New Dawn. It's pretty slow for one thing. Like, I was raging a little bit at the opening. I don't know, it's just so long and drawn out, and they're trying to, like, build, atmosphere, and it's just like, I don't fucking care. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, what all this weird, stupid shit is, and it just was annoying me how slow it was going. On top of that, the combat is also really slow and kind of boring and stupid. Like Dead Space it's very quick and dynamic, and you have to like shoot off the enemy's limbs and crap like that, and you'll have like, 7 or 8 enemies like lumbering towards you at once, and you have to like slow all of them down. This game, it's like they don't give you much ammo, and you have to be very slow and selective with where you shoot, and you have to use like charge shots. And your character's slow too, so you basically just eat damage anytime you get into a shootout, and there's not really any avoiding it. So it just feels like slow and lame. I haven't played the whole game, I've just played the demo, but it's like just kind of fucking boring. It's basically a shittier version of Dead Space. So if you wanted to play Dead Space, but you were kind of upset about how like fast-paced and anxiety-inducing the game was, and you wanted everything to be kind of like slow and lamer, then yeah, play that.
Be careful with performance-enhancing drugs. They might turn you into a freakish monster overnight, who is violent and dangerous and generally sucks ass, and ruin your chance of getting a prehistoric handjob from your crush after the dance. Plus, you might have to deal with unusual physical side effects, like body spikes, because you can't say tiny shriveled testicles Friday nights on ABC. See you next time on a very special episode.
I like that.
My name is Mark.
Dinosaur show. It's a weird YouTube channel. I don't know if I want to listen to Frank ramble.
Science and personal experiences behind their very different diet. And the first prompt is, my diet is the healthiest for the human body.
Benefits from that, but that's not the.
Didn't have a lot of vegan options, and I'm actually a mom of 3.
The easiest.
When is Ask Yourself moving in? Do you think he'll ever elevate his name to the level of the Holy Trinity? You know, the 3 words you banned from your stream. Are we gonna hear don't say that person's name when someone says Isaac, in a few months or years?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but thanks for the donation, 21st. Why the fuck did this person link me this fucking video or this channel?
Fire.
These are the most boring, lame, stupid, just loser, nobody, single mom, old lady grandmas I've ever fucking seen in my life. Like, I could give 2 fucking shits about what any of them say about fucking anything. Who fucking cares?
That's your workout, and to your possible surprise, it's a full body routine. And to me, it makes sense. It's the most obvious one. The goal of bodybuilding is to take the muscle to failure as frequently as possible, and a full body routine does just that every single day. For now, I'd like to explain how I came about doing a full body routine. So before we get started, I don't have an educational background.
It's kind of weird how his face can change so much. Guess he's always had a big
Putting
chin.
some-
What a weirdo.
Around in sports physiology outside of my personal training certification. But I will say, in regards to bodybuilding, I think most of the experience, most of the education, all of the practical has to be obtained in the gym itself. Listen, you want to do sports medicine, work with like professional NBA team, do some type of chiropractic stuff, that's a whole different story. Bodybuilding, I don't really look at people's credentials, I look at what they look like. And I like to think my physique I've obtained through my personal experience as a 100% lifetime natural is a testament to my advice, especially in the short span of time. You don't read a book as a bodybuilder, you lift weights. My training history is fairly typical, except unlike most people, I listened to my body, I was open-minded, I gauged my response to the various routines I've been on. You know, when I was a teenager in high school, I had a barbell in my garage to do bench press, deadlifts, and squats.
What in the like, he doesn't even know how to bench. You do not touch the bar that high up on your chest when you're benching.
Cat Daddy is back, faggots. I'm here to tell you all my new favorite word. Can you guess what it is? That's right, it's nigger. Suck it, queers. You just got cat daddied.
Alright, that's nice. Thanks for the donation, Cat Daddy.
This led me to doing a 5x5 routine, which certainly worked initially, and I can't remember specifically what I was bench pressing, but it was around 200 pounds when I was 16 or 17, and I don't think I was squatting, and I don't recall my deadlift, but pretty average, mediocre numbers. I mean, for a teenager, they were great, you know, bench press around 200 pounds, squat around 250, and then deadlift around 300. At the time, I thought bench pressing a lot of weight was cool, but I plateaued so hard after getting to a 2-plate bench press. I think I spent months and months and months, almost a year, doing the same weight. I tried eating more food, and I wasn't making any progress, eventually causing me to cave into a higher volume bodybuilding routine. You know, you would go to these powerlifting forums, and these people would just say, oh, you're not eating enough, just keep at it, you'll break the plateau. But I was only bench pressing, you know, 200 pounds for 5 reps, and I was stuck. It didn't make any sense. So I moved on to the classic chest.
What is he doing?
Monday, back Tuesday, legs Wednesday, shoulders Thursday, arms Friday, and the weekend off. This was accompanied with me moving from...
Like, he has to film himself and then edit the footage, and like he can see what he looks like doing this, and he looks so fucking retarded, and like he doesn't even realize.
From my garage gym to getting a gym membership at a local New York sports club. And that worked for a lot of years, most of my bodybuilding experience actually, probably 5 or 6 years. I made a lot of progress on that classic bro split training.
Yes, but the moral to that episode of Dinosaurs was just bullshit. Steroids don't make people psycho or aggressive. You could easily just say that about any other kind of drug having that same side effect. If that were true, then why has Sent VG become a serial killer?
Yeah, that's true. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. What you doing, kitty? What's my gum up to? Wow, that's a good gum. Why is there this long, unbroken clip of Frank doing this exercise?
Routine.
It's like really unpleasant to watch.
245 for 10 reps. I deadlifted around 4 plates, and I never really squatted heavy or worked legs. My peak body weight was 185 pounds. You know, I wish I had some pictures.
He was never 185 pounds.
But I don't think I was really that well developed and symmetrical. You know, I was like more intelligent.
Yeah, he lies about his weight and shit all the fucking time, and his height. We proved that with one of his... What was it? He had some actor profile thing on some website, and he clearly lied about his height.
Classic split, one day off thing, one day, is because dense a lot of sets, a lot of exercises into a short period of time.
You know, he genuinely cannot perform a single exercise properly. Not a single one.
Failure every single day, more often than any other workout. The volume is at least 4 to 5 times that of a regular routine. And does that equate to higher volume? See,
such a fucking retard. And I love how he thought he could trick people into thinking he was natural there. It's like, He's so stupid.
Going to actually get the benefits of the nootropic. The next thing I'm going to talk about is melanotan 2, right? Obviously, from my last videos, I've been getting a lot more tan, and that is due to the fact that I've been using melanotan 2. I've been using 200.
Oh, that explains it. So some people, especially when you're lighter skinned, if you take melanotan, it won't evenly tan your skin. So there's going to be certain patches of your skin that can produce more melanin than other parts. So you can kind of see around his eye and like the side of his face, there's more of that melanin production, but it's not even, and it kind of looks like he got into a fight.
150 micrograms of...
What do you think? Is she an entitled dipshit? Or does she have a point? I think option 1.
Let me take a look.
So you really decided to take me out on a date to Subway?
Yes.
Do you not have money for something nicer? I thought we were gonna go do something else, not this.
I do have money. I just don't have high faith in you.
Why would you say that?
I feel like you're in it for the money and not for me.
Of course I'm in it for the money.
See, that's why I brought you to Subway.
This is exactly why men keep first dates cheap. Because y'all so quick to expose.
Why does everyone annoy me? Just please don't ever send me a video like that ever again. Thanks for the donation, Killing Titan.
Of melanotan 2 every single day, and maybe only accessing, UV rays for about 10 minutes a day. And I would say that I've built up a pretty reasonable tan over an 8-day period. This is 8 days, and I am pasty white. You can go back in my old videos. So melanotan 2 is legit, right? We've obviously got the oxytocin benefits, sexual function benefits, and slight appetite modulation, right? So the appetite modulation and suppression comes from the fact that it sort of nauseates you. So that can be a pro and a con depending on what you're kind of looking for, but I would say that melanotan 2 is one of my favorite peptides. It's going to ascend you. There's a lot of
Hell, these are fucking dinosaurs, for crying out loud. The whole way they attract is how big, strong and vol they are. Just look at this.
In fact, very little. It's the work of a 2-ton, 12-foot-tall Carnotaurus, a male.
I went to a museum where I saw the, the fossils of this dinosaur. They're not that big. When they do these animations, they look a lot bigger than they really are. Like, T-Rexes are actually huge, but these are not very big.
Clearing this patch has taken him a long time. And it needs constant attention if it is to remain tidy. All is ready. Now, somehow...
I have a feeling they would not have eyes that look like this. They, have very, people-looking eyes. You know what I mean? I have a funny feeling they'd probably be like slits or something. So, I don't know though. Who knows what a fucking dinosaur eyeball actually looked like.
And she in the most he doesn't have huge antlers nor a spectacular tail, but he does have a pair of tiny, apparently useless arms.
They couldn't possibly know if they did this.
How could...
Alright, well thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Debate on whether, melanotan 2 or melanotan 1 is better. It is true melanotan 1 is more selective, and there's not going to be as many, downsides like the sebaceous gland upregulation from melanotan 2, but MT2 does have a lot of benefits that I quite enjoy, like the oxytocin that we previously mentioned, as well as the sexual function benefits. So I would say that melanotan 2 is still your best bet. So the next thing that we're going to discuss is isotretinoin, right? So there's a lot of talk about what's better, topical tretinoin or isotretinoin. Time most actors in Hollywood are micro is a GABA B agonist, which is baclofen, right? So as many of you guys know, and closest to alcohol, not a good thing. It downregulates the GABA A receptor. Retatrutide, because I hate doing cardio, quite frankly. This is not a healthy dose of retatrutide. I'm quite aware of that. A dose, and I'm aware of that. You guys, excuse me, use 2.5 over 0.5. The next thing I'm going to use is retatrutide, right? So I'm using between 12 and 15 milligrams, depending on the week of.
That is outrageously high. 12 milligrams is the highest dose that's being used in human research, and 15 milligrams is out of this world fucking stupid high. I've been on 2 milligrams before, and that is too potent of an appetite suppressant. I had to reduce the dose. I don't know how the fuck this guy needs, like 15 milligrams of Reta. That's just bizarre.
Retatrutide, which is
like, if you need to take that high of a dose, then, like, it's just not the right drug for you. Just try a different GLP-1 agonist.
A gigadose, and I'm aware of that, but I'm someone who really cares about lean maxing, maintaining my facial leanness, and that's very difficult for me when I don't use that high of a dose of retatrutide, because I hate doing cardio, quite frankly. This is not a healthy dose of retatrutide. I'm quite aware of that. But if retatrutide is used in a sustainable and reasonable way, it could actually increase your lifespan, could help with your lipids quite substantially. So I'd advise that you use retatrutide, but unfortunately, I just need to use a large amount because of my appetite. So that's where the Reta comes in. The next peptide on the list that I use for damage prevention and protection of my heart, right, cardio protection, is going to be BPC 157. A lot of people don't realize that in terms of cardiotoxicity, BPC is quite literally the best thing that you could take if you're someone who uses stimulants, you're experiencing cardiotoxicity. So we could kind of mitigate that with BPC. It's really good for your health. It's really good for recovery. So one of my favorite peptides. The next thing I'm going to use is something quite boring. I'm going to use a carotenoid blend, right? So a lot of people don't understand the carotenoid and melanin axes, but to have optimal coloring, you have to be in the middle of the carotenoid.
I think that just sticking to one, kind of like pigeonholing yourself into one approach, like, oh, I only do the Yates style HIIT, is probably not the best way to really maximize on your potential. Absolutely the best training program I could recommend to you. And if your main goal is to build muscle, I think this is the perfect plan, as long as you want shorter, more intense, and more time-efficient workouts, or if you just like to experiment with low-volume training for yourself. For the last 100 days, I cut all my workouts in half.
How can we trust Jeff Nippod? Ask Solomon Nelson.
What's your favorite dinosaur? Probably Brachiosaurus.
To not tell
Would that make you feel nauseous? It could.
anyone what he'd stated.
Loyal to the views, not to the viewers. Implying that maybe there is no upper limit to the amount of volume you can do. And just more is better. The more volume you can do, the more gains you'll get.
This is the same Jeff Nippod.
Yeah.
Quick step on. Jeff Nippod.
Godly voice.
Jeff Nippod.
Low volume, high intensity. For the last 100 days.
I'm getting sick of everybody. They just all need to shut up. Everyone just makes annoying videos.
like a 1 or 2 sentence answer in the comments, which really doesn't do your question justice. I'm going to try to answer these on these regular Q&As. I'm going to try to do these, I don't know, maybe once a month. I've been meaning to do this one for quite some time. I get right into it. How do you get your ferritin back up while still donating regularly? I think you guys probably know what I'm going to say about this. So, you know, there's that old saying, when you're down in the hole, the first thing you need to do is stop digging. Well, listen, you got yourself down into a hole. You've potentially crashed your ferritin is what it sounds like here. Like, how are you going to raise your how are you going to build your iron stores back up while you're continuously losing iron? It's like trying to put more water into the bathtub while the drain is out and the water is just pouring out, right? So you better be putting it in faster than it's leaving, and you're not going to be able to do that. So it's very, very difficult to do that. So you got to ask yourself, like, why are you donating in the first place? Why are you donating in the first place? Do you really need to be donating? I have some videos on that. There's other really good videos on YouTube from other physicians that talk about blood donation during testosterone replacement therapy. My opinion is that in the vast majority of cases, it's not necessary. So that's going to vary, obviously, from person to person. That's not what the study is about. Yeah, so nandrolone. So would you consider a dose of 25 milligrams per week sufficient for joint health? So that's going to vary, obviously, from person to person. That's not what the studies are very.
Why in the fuck would I need therapy for ASPD? That is the most stupid, gay, retard fucking question you could possibly fucking ask me. That's just fucking dumb, dude. You're an idiot.
Pretty limited data on this, but the studies used 100 milligrams. Clinically, the effect I've seen is down to 50 milligrams and even down. Yeah, I have seen success at 25 milligrams. Some of you guys have asked if I'm still taking nandrolone for my joints. I'm not. I've been off of it for over a year now. It's just very difficult to get here. So yeah, of course, my hip, shoulder, and back arthritis has flared up nicely, but not as bad as I would think. And it's mainly, I hate to say it, it's mainly just because I haven't been able to do jujitsu like I have in the past. I was doing jujitsu like 4 or 5 days a week. Here, my work schedule is atrocious. So I have to be honest, my joints do feel better about this. All right, next question, also related to nandrolone. What about hypertrophy? So I'm assuming you're talking about muscle hypertrophy, not cardiac hypertrophy. Will it move the needle noticeably in a 2-to-1 format? I personally didn't notice any increase in muscle tissue. However, I mean, it makes sense. Like the more androgens you have in your system. Next one is nice. Do doctors prescribe DECA, which means nandrolone, for TRT? Only the bad ones. Yeah, you shouldn't be using. So it goes without. Nandrolone is not testosterone, right? TRT is testosterone replacement.
Yeah, I saw Freddy versus Jason. I like that movie back in the day. It's not like great or anything, but it's fun.
Hell, some dinosaurs would even kill and eat the offspring of the female if she would not mate, just like bears.
Jurassic. I'm so tired.
It's a female simply by her scent. He towards the center.
In his advances.
See if that will change her mood. Production to killing.
He needs to take him out now.
I made such a horrible miscalculation today. I was thinking of going to the Further grocery store because they have the cheaper nicotine I like there. And they would more likely have the gummy candies that I like. You know, the 0 sugar, high fiber ones. But then I was like, it's fucking cold and I hate the cold and I don't want to go outside. And outside's scary because cold. But I needed groceries, so I figured I'd go to the shorter, closer grocery store. And I got a little lucky. They had raspberries on sale again, so I got a fuck ton of more raspberries. Those are good-ass raspberries. And they had the gummies that I like. But they didn't have, the nicotine that I like. So I didn't get the nicotine from that store. And then I just figured I'd get it from the pharmacy in town. And I forgot that it's Sunday, and the pharmacy's closed on Sunday, so I haven't had any nicotine all day.
Lacey Green presents to the hospital with crabs and herpes, her chest stacked to the moon. She's feeling spunky and looking for love as she browses the phone book for Richard Burgess. Do you hit or run to the hills like Iron Maiden? Goatis posted today.
I would hope she would dive headfirst into a volcano. I really, really don't like that dumb bitch. I'm glad she's kind of gone. Thanks for the donation, dude.
The female knows that the male has seen her offspring. Enraged, she kicks up dirt like a mad bull, pawing the ground before charging. The male baby, the male rushes her head on. The female loses sight of her surroundings. Mate with the mother.
Perfect target, and he's good.
I don't know if any of that actually happened. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
It's a good question. It says, you say the only option is surgery. It's not just me that says it. What you do next when that doesn't work? I've had the surgery 5 times and it keeps recurring. E2 is under reference range. Prolactin is upper end of reference range. Urologist, endocrinologist, plastic surgeons are all at a loss. Is long-term roloxifene the right way to go? No, it's not. SERMs are never, long-term SERMs are never the right answer for anything when it comes to men. Think about this for a second. You've had surgery 5 times to remove gynecomastia. So glandular tissue, which is what gynecomastia is, not fat tissue, glandular tissue, when it's removed, does not grow back. It does not recur. So either you have a terrible surgeon.
I'm not entirely sure about that. It's hard to say for sure, because, like, these are just anecdotes. But, oh yeah, this is gonna be fucking stupid, I'm sure. You can get gynecomastia surgery where they supposedly remove the entire gland and the tissue shouldn't be able to grow back, but I've seen anecdotally a few times where supposedly the entire gland was removed, but people still managed to have gynecomastia come back. I don't know if your body can somehow regenerate that tissue or if the surgeons made an oops. I'm not entirely sure though. Natty Cope Destroyer donated $2. I'd pay good money to see you debate this guy. There's no point whatsoever. We know that cholesterol has a causal relationship with heart disease, and not only is that due to long-term randomized trials, but also due to Mendelian randomization studies. This weak beta male, four-eyed fuck faggot just doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, and he just wants to waste everyone's time and act like a bitch. So I'd rather not waste my time. Thanks for the donation, though, Natty Cope Destroyer.
3i Atlas. I genuinely don't think it's an alien spacecraft or probe. I think it's just an ancient comet.
Yeah, probably. Thanks for the donation, Killing Titan.
Like literally the worst general surgeon or breast surgeon on the planet who just goes in there and just continues to leave this glandular tissue in there and not remove all of it. Or what's recurring is your fat. Okay, there's something called pseudogynecomastia, where adipose tissue, which absolutely can recur or infiltrate or grow, and especially if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing in terms of nutrition, weight loss, body composition, etc., That's probably what the problem is. Again, I don't know you, I haven't examined you, but listen, gynecomastia surgery should be a one and done. They go in there and they remove all of the glandular tissue. If the surgeon removes all of the glandular tissue, my friend, it's not coming back. All right. It's kind of like, you know, when a woman with breast cancer goes in for a radical mastectomy, the breast tissue doesn't grow. It doesn't grow back. It certainly doesn't grow back 5 times. Okay. So there's more to this story, but it did not recur. I'll just tell you that. They either didn't remove all of it or it's fat. That's just how it is. Okay, let's do the cardiovascular ones. All right, this one. I feel sorry for this guy.
I farted.
Totally immersed in LDL dogma. Yeah, thanks for that. Relying on drugs will take you out early. It's inflammation, not LDL. Listen, don't.
So first of all, inflammation has a weak association with heart disease to begin with. And LDL, elevated LDL in the bloodstream, seems to be pro-inflammatory anyway. Same with high intakes of saturated fat, you know, the primary nutrient of concern when it comes to heart disease. Eating a higher saturated fat diet seems to promote inflammation. Eating a diet low in fiber seems to promote inflammation. Not exercising seems to promote inflammation. Weight gain promotes inflammation. So, like, all the risk factors that are associated with elevated LDL anyway are pro-inflammatory. So it's just so silly. What the fuck? Like, it just doesn't make a difference when you're talking about, you know, what risk factors to avoid.
Don't feel sorry for me. I'm doing great. I'm going to be okay. Thank you for your concern. I don't feel sorry for you. I'm sure you're doing great as well, and I certainly hope that you are. Okay, I'm totally immersed in LDL dogma. Okay, well, if I'm immersed in LDL dogma, I like to say ApoB dogma because, you know, LDL is not the only potentially atherogenic lipoprotein. All the ones that have ApoB, the ApoB moiety on it, can contribute to atherosclerosis. If I'm immersed in that dogma, then every single major cardiovascular disease society on the planet, okay, everywhere, all of them, all of the PhDs, all of the lipidologists, all of the cardiologists with a case, like you can find the one-offs, right? There's always like the contrarian cardiologist out there. I haven't seen any contrarian lipidologist, like zero. Maybe there's one out there, but these guys are like 0.5% of the remainder of the
Kid Boo donated $2.
Things we can do as men is to be with women who don't want us. I've been in that position too. I have simped. I have done stuff. I've been in the friend zone. I've done all that kind of stuff. And I will tell you, gentlemen, don't do it. Never do that. It's never a good idea. Stop trying to win women over. And see, that's the beautiful thing about becoming a high value man. You don't have to win women over. You deal with the women who show interest in you and want to get on your program and are proving their worth to you. See?
Yeah, I mean, he's right about that. This guy was also a goofy cocaine addict who ended up killing himself with you know, drug abuse, and he was broke and fleeing for child support and all this other crazy shit. But yeah, he was right about a few things. Oh man, you know, I'd really like some cornbread. Man, a nice big plate of cornbread would be nice. Fluffy, sweet cornbread. I like cornbread muffins. They're really good. Thanks for the donation, Kid Boo. Dodo donated $2. Several years ago warned that a disciple of the founding fathers and Muslim brothers, Erdogan, a Muslim brother speaks. Okay, great. What do you notice? Yeah, it's almost as if people who aren't from around here are going to, it's just so silly, dude. You know, like a similar thing, well, actually the exact same thing happened in South Africa. Everyone knew, as soon as the apartheid ended and blacks were given a right to vote, they would just vote for whatever black party there is. They just never vote for, you know, any white government or white leadership. So what ends up happening is, rather than people informing their vote based on any kind of legitimate political grievance or affiliation or ideology, they literally vote based on race. And that's why the ANC governments turn the country into a fucking complete shithole. I mean, this is what happens when you have high amounts of immigration. You're going to have dumbass immigrants vote for a fucking jihadist terrorist who wants to turn the country into a shithole. It's just fucking retarded. And again, it's also that, you know, Subway sandwiches can hire cheap-ass fucking employees who are willing to work for minimum wage. This is why we're dealing with this crap. So big corporations can have cheap menial labor. (1979) far-left help Islamists turn Iran in the 7th century. Sharia. Okay, great. I don't know what that is. What is happening on Kalshi? 59% say Trump created Bitcoin. Now prove it. I'll wait. Okay. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
I made a short of Maui for people to enjoy.
Let me take a look. Oh. He's very orange. Oh my goodness. Whoa, do you see him being orange right there? Oh my god, he seems sleepy. Oh, is he gonna do a sleepy sleep? I have a funny feeling he might do a sleepy sleep. Oh my god. Well, that's a good orange boy. Thanks for the donation, Ethan, though. Dodo, donate
People go to gym
$2.
today, but we don't need their physical strength to manipulate heavy objects because we have machines that do that. So they still go to gym. Why do they go to gym? Well, because it's fun, it's healthy, and you look hot when you have a six-pack. I don't know. And so I kind of think that education will kind of play out in the same way. Like you'll go to school, like you go to gym. Right now, I think not that many people learn because it feels bad to bounce from material. It feels bad. You get negative reward from sinking amount of time in something and this doesn't pan out, or like being completely bored because what you're getting is too easy or too hard. But I do think that it's a technical problem to solve, to do what my tutor did for me when I was learning Korean. She instantly, from a very short conversation, understood like where I am as a student.
Well, it's very simple. All they need to do is make lesson plans that actually relate to the student. So if there's some sort of personal reward or self-interest in the lesson plan, you're going to be motivated to actually learn it. And they won't do it because, guess what? You'd have to teach men how to pick up girls in French or something. You're gonna have to teach men how to make fucking bombs or chemical weapons or some shit. Like, it's fucking stupid. Like, I would be interested in fucking chemistry class, which is a fucking class I hated. Couldn't fucking stand chemistry. If they would have taught me how to make fucking explosives. Like, obviously I'm gonna fucking learn chemistry if you're gonna teach me how explosives are made. Like, yeah, I want to be able to blow up a fucking building. But they're never gonna do that. They're never gonna teach you shit that you're actually fucking genuinely interested in. They'll only teach you some, like, gay bitch structured fucking lesson plan that they give to everyone fucking else. And they're just totally fine with students not being interested, dropping out of school, because who gives a fuck, right? We can always import more Indians.
What I know and don't know, and she was able to like probe exactly like the kinds of questions or things to understand my world model. And if you have a perfect AI tutor, maybe you can get extremely far. If I had a tutor like that for any arbitrary piece of like knowledge, I think it's gonna be so much easier to.
Yeah.
We've sent people to the moon.
Afghanistan's rulers.
Are we playing Silent Hill F now? I don't think I'm gonna bother playing it, Dodo. This stupid fucking game is like $100 and it's not even good. There aren't even any like nude panty mods for the game. Like, it's $100 fucking bucks. Like, that's just fucking ridiculous, man. That is actually fucking absurd. It's not even good. So, I don't know. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo. Sir William donated $2. Couple words of wisdom first. You are loved. You are potential. Something or other. Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, girl. You gonna eat your cornbread?
Oh, Trevor. Don't say nothing. You talking to me? Yeah, I think you're talking to you.
No, not at all. I want you to have it. Willie, you mind passing this down to...
Hey, no, I ain't good. Don't pass your cornbread to him, for this your cornbread.
Ray, I'm a grown man, okay? I'm not gonna eat this cornbread if he wants the cornbread, all right?
Hey, your cornbread, you gonna be adding...
You fuck around with me, it's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
Hey, girl.
I'd kick that fat ass's ass.
I am gonna analyze the most twisted and side meaning of these words, discuss the topic, and somehow my favorite one is uncivilized, which makes some...
Okay, that's not worth watching. Thanks for the donation, Sir William. Dodo Donatillers, yes, you are playing it. You already pulled this on me. On Little Nightmares 3, you're playing Silent Hill F or I quit. Okay, fine, we'll play Silent Hill. I'm not gonna enjoy it, though.
Say their border with Pakistan doesn't exist. They call the current demarcation imaginary. One senior Taliban...
I'm having, like, really annoying nasal congestion again. I don't know if I can stream for much longer. It's just irritating me.
Just heard that Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau are dating?
Yeah. my god, I heard about that too. Thanks for the donation, Ethan, though.
Minister even claimed that Afghan territory extends as far as the Attock Bridge, deep inside Pakistan. Open conflict in early hours is a pure silver company. Pakistan accuses the Taliban government of failing to constrain the TTP, if not outright supporting it.
Good boy.
Alright, thanks, Dodo.
This accusation, however, is tied in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa reclaim with Pakistan and Central Asia. The Taliban's
okay, basically dumb brown people can't stop fighting. I get it.
Split the atom, even photographed a black hole. We think we know a lot. But here's the cosmic joke. 95% of the universe is invisible and unexplained. What better place to start than arguably the biggest mystery? Our two greatest theories, general relativity and quantum mechanics, describe different worlds. Relativity describes behavior of large-scale objects like planets, stars, and space-time. Quantum mechanics accurately describes phenomena at the smallest scales. Each works extremely well in its own domain. But if you try to use both at once, say to describe...
Well, then you can retire early for the night if you want to.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. I had a fucking weird day today. Just, shit did not quite work out as planned, but, you know, hopefully tomorrow will be good.
Describe something that's very tiny, but with immense gravity, such as the singularity inside a black hole, or the very first moments of the Big Bang, the equations break down into nonsense. We get infinities. We lack a quantum theory of gravity that can unite the certainty of relativity with the probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics. Developing this is often called finding a theory of everything. Until we have it, we don't truly know what happens in the most extreme situations. That's a huge problem. All the stuff I talk about, atoms, forces, light, planets, people, accounts for only about 5% of the universe's content. The rest is mysterious. About 27% of the universe is dark matter, and 68% is dark energy. These quote-unquote dark components carry misleading names. They're not just dark as in unlit. They are essentially invisible and detected only through their effects. We call it dark matter because it doesn't emit, reflect, or absorb light, yet it has mass and gravity. We infer it's out there because galaxies rotate faster than they should if only visible matter existed. And galaxy clusters have extra gravity bending light around them. The numbers say dark matter is about 5 times more abundant than regular matter. But what is it? We don't know. It could be some new type of subatomic particle that hardly interacts with normal matter, sometimes fancifully called WIMPs or weakly interacting mass. Off by having you apart, cosmic expansion, but we have a slight difference in the it does. Solid. Einstein.
Yes, fascinating. Very fascinating indeed. I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna have a plan that is well structured for tomorrow. I'm going to get up, do 10 minutes of fasted cardio, go to the pharmacy, get the nicotine I need so that I can pay attention to things. Eat, do a workout stream, eat again, take a nap, and then stream again. That is going to be the plan for tomorrow. And yeah, we'll play Silent Hill F tomorrow. Even though that game's probably gonna suck fucking monkey fuck. Because, you know, Dodo demands it. But... I think I'm gonna make some rice right now. I barely ate today. I had a big bowl of raspberries, but I didn't really eat anything today. It's like 2 protein shakes and a bowl of raspberries. So I should probably eat something. I'm gonna have rice, maybe have some potatoes on the side, and tofu. Dodo donated $2, 10K showed up to see Mom Donnie.
We are going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants.
You know, you'd think somebody...
fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves.
Yeah, dude, the Democratic Party is just so fucking cooked. AOC has become so monstrously fucking retarded. Like, talk about just gay, annoying woman. Holy shit. I don't know what to do anymore. We just need to make, like, doomsday bunkers with, like, you know, a video game room, weight training room, and then something to make tofu and potatoes, and then we'll be fine. But anyway, I'm gonna make some rice, potatoes, and tofu right now, and go to bed.
Do you still struggle with any depression? And do you ever feel yourself start to get caught up in depressive loops, even if it's not full-on depression?
No. Thanks for the donation, Blackberry. So I'm gonna make rice, potatoes, and tofu, and I guess... You know what? The fucking grocery store, like, never has fucking broccoli. I went to the store today looking for broccoli. No broccoli. I waited like 3 weeks for them to have broccoli, and then 1 week they had broccoli, and now they don't have broccoli again. But anyway, I think I still have a little bit of broccoli. But fuck me, dude. There's like a fucking broccoli shortage. I think it's because of the stupid tariffs or something. Who the fuck knows? But I can't even find Brussels sprouts anymore either. But, yeah, I'm gonna try to get back on that alpha male grind set tomorrow. I've had that, like, this stupid fucking cold for the last... When did it start? Clarence left, Monday? I don't even know what day of the week it is. Okay, I gotta make sure I take out the garbage. Yeah, so a week. Fuck me. Don Julio donated $2.
There was no napping growing up. Once you...
Yeah, I don't fucking care. Thanks for the donation, dude. Anyway, hope you all had fun. Big thanks to everybody who donated in Streamlabs. Really appreciate it. But yeah, the plan is workout tomorrow and also stream and game stream tomorrow. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks again, and nighty-night. Oh yes, and keep making those vegan and steroid gains.